In the last video, we used the time formula to solve this question, but we certainly don't have to use that. We could also use our add up the rates formula, which is, well, in fact, the time formula is derived from that add up the rates formula, as we saw at the beginning of this playlist. So if we're going to use the rates formula for this question, I guess our job is to take our sort of template formula will be the rate of machine A plus the rate of machine B, and we can add those rates to get the rate of the together rate, the rate of the machines together. All right, so what is the rate of machine A? Well, we know that a rate, if we're talking about work, is defined as work per time, work over time. So the rate of machine A is going to be 800 nails. 800 nails in what time? Well, the question tells us the machine A can do 800 nails in Y hours. So there's A's rate is 800 over Y, plus the rate of B. Well, what's that going to be? Well, we're still looking for 800 nails, so let's say it in terms of 800 nails. So rate B will be 800 nails per, we're not given a variable, this is what we're looking for, right? The time for B to do 800 nails. So we can just call this little b. And the sum of those two rates will be the combined rate. And the combined rate, we are told at the beginning of a question, is 800 nails per X hours. So now we've got an equation, and we are trying to find B. So our job is to isolate B. So what should we do first? Well, first we might see that every single term has an 800 in it, so we can just divide out that 800 from everything, and that'll leave us with 1 over y plus 1 over b equals 1 over x. What now? Well, we want that b by itself, so maybe let's isolate it. I'm going to bring this term over the other side. So now we get 1 over b, subtracting the 1 over y from both sides, leaves 1 over b by itself, and on the other side we get 1 over x minus 1 over y. So now what? Well, I ultimately want to flip this fraction, right? I want the reciprocal of 1 over b. I want just b. But I can't do that now because I've got two fractions on this side. I've got the difference of two fractions, and we can't just flip everything. But if we turn this into a single fraction, then we certainly would be able to flip both sides. So how can we turn this into a single fraction? Well, if I'm subtracting fractions, I need a common denominator. And I guess I'm sort of stuck with an x and a y, so my common denominator, my goal common denominator will be x times y. So I'm going to multiply this fraction by y over y. What should I multiply this one by? Well, again, I want that y, the y times x on the bottom, so I'm going to multiply this one by x over x. And this leads us to 1 over b equals y times 1 is just y, and my denominator is y times x, or xy, minus x over xy. And this is good because same denominator means I can subtract these fractions, so now I get 1 over b equals y minus x all over xy, and that's the goal we set pretty early on, that we wanted just single fractions on each side, because now we can take the reciprocal. We can flip both fractions to get b equals xy over y minus x, which is what we've been looking for. We said early on b was going to be the time for machine B to make those 800 nails, and this expression shows up in answer choice E.